Maria?
I say the first, second, and third thing is consistency. You got to be consistent. Whatever you're going to do to generate leads, you have to be consistent in your message and your dialogues and how you engage with your clients. It's got to be consistent. And then I'd say beyond that, it's really going to come down to finding what suits you. I think the great thing about this business is that you could do it 100 different ways and be successful. And everybody has their own natural gifts and talents. And I think this business is so suited to finding what jazzes you and how you can use your natural gifts and abilities and use that as your strength to generate leads.
Beautiful. So the first thing is consistency. I think that's something that we definitely heard here is consistency, which is the biggest battle that we see in our business. There are 100, thousands of ways that you can generate income in this business. The problem is we try to do all 1,000 at a one level, right? And what you see here is you see people that are doing a narrow niche and they're going very, very deep on it, right? It's a 5-watt light bulb would not even light this room. But a 5-watt laser, which is all it is focused, right? A 5-watt laser could cut through steel. I mean, that's the difference between focus and unfocused. So pick what your niche is and be consistent with it. Brilliant strategy. And quite honestly, it's probably a good reminder for a lot of us. Dave, 2 things that you feel is pertinent to lead generation.
Always prioritization. Every morning, the night before what you have to do the next day, what you should do, and that's the stuff you don't quite get to till 5:30 or 6, and then it's time to eat and you give it up. It's what you need to be doing at 8:30 the next morning. Every day, what do I need to be doing? Prioritization. It doesn't take that long to really get that stuff out of the way that you need to be doing. An hour or 2 every day should be plenty. Mm-hmm. But then within that is doing more of the right things and fewer of the wrong things. In mathematics, taking away a minus is the same thing as a positive. So you do more positives, you do fewer negatives, and it's like a double dip for you on your daily activities. So do those, know what you're really good at. Really, mine was research, knowing the market better than anybody. And there's 12.4 homes in the market for every buyer out there right now, and making sure that you've done your research. But to the points here, make sure that you're being yourself. You cannot be me better than I am, and I can't be you better than you are. And so be yourself, find out what your strengths are, and then consistently apply them and prioritize them every day. Beautiful. Prioritization. Is that a key? Absolutely. Make your list every morning, at night, whatever it may be, and hammer it away the next day. How many of you learned something? At least one thing you can put into play tomorrow. All right. How many of you learned 2 things? Okay, great. So you're walking out here with at least a couple of things that you can take and implement tomorrow. Here's the thing that I want to end this with. Is have you ever heard of the downward spiral? Right? You've seen maybe people in the downward spiral. Well, I don't know if you know it, but there is also an upward spiral of life. Is anybody familiar with it? Heard of it? Okay, the upward spiral of life is an acronym. It's LIFE, believe it or not. LIFE is an acronym for learn, implement, fail, evaluate. So, what's the L? Learn. You just learned. And you know what? A lot of times we take knowledge in and we don't do anything with it. Well, that's trash on the brain, right? What we need to do is we need to implement it. You're going to screw it up. That's where the fail comes in. Just know that everybody on this panel, everybody in this room is going to fail. We're human. The difference is these guys are failing at a higher level than you are. They're failing at a higher level because they've been willing to screw it up. Like he said with Facebook, I first went on there, I screwed everything up. But that's where the E comes in. You need to evaluate whether it lines up with your values, your talents, your God-given talents, and the focus that you want to niche in this business. And here's the thing, it's an upward spiral. You learn, implement, fail. Failing is just part of life. Welcome to life. Evaluate. But when you go back and learn again, you're not at the same point you were at before, are you? The beauty is you're going to learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. And you get on this upward spiral.
Here's the thing about downward spirals is they quit learning. People that go through a downward spiral, they quit learning and quit implementing and quit failing, and they quit evaluating whether it matches up where they want to go. So what I'm going to say is basically go out of here, make sure the first thing, they took a lot of time to put this information together, a lot of time. Respect that by implementing it when you leave here. So without further ado, how about a round of applause for our awesome panel? Thank you. Take care. God bless.